Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead, and this is Alien Isolation. This is going to be a first impressions video. I'm not going to spoil any of the single player campaign or any of the plot points. I will briefly brush over the overall story of this game, but that's not really a spoiler. It's simply information that you could find on any website that has any details involving this particular title. Now, first off, the footage that you're taking a look at is from the Crew Expendable Challenge. What it essentially tries to recreate is a plot point from the original movie Alien, in which the crew of the Nostromo try to block off certain areas of the ship in order to force the xenomorph, the alien, into the airlock and eventually blow it out into the cold, dark void of outer space. In the original movie, it was Captain Dallas who elected to go down into the ship and try to do this, and, spoiler, in the movie he failed. What's unique about this Crew Expendable Challenge is you get to choose which character you actually are playing. I chose Parker. For those of you that don't remember the movie, Parker was the African-American, I guess he was an engineer, one of the ship's mechanics. He also worked on the bridge. He was a really cool character. I always enjoyed him in the movie, and he had this funny line. There's this scene where the Nostromo is leaving LV-426 after the facehugger alien has latched itself on to the other crew member, Kane. And they're getting ready to leave, and as the thrusters are firing and they're pulling up into the atmosphere, Parker's on the bridge and he goes, "Walk in the park!" And I don't know why, but there was just something about that line and just that scene with the crew on the bridge taking off on the planet that was it just stuck with me over all these years. Many of you guys know that I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. Essentially, Alien is one of my favorite movies of all time. So seeing this actually be, being brought to life, on a PC or console, whatever, in my case it's a PC, is just a real treat. They did an excellent job at recreating this Alien universe, especially after the debacle that was Aliens Colonial Marines. Even though the Aliens movie, the second movie in the franchise, was an excellent movie, that game was terrible. This, on the other hand, this is very well put together. The attention to detail, the art style, the direction, the level design, all of it was very well done. The sound effects, the alien effects, everything that you see on your screen and everything you hear all goes into building this extreme amount of tension. As you can see on the screen, I mean, I'm sitting here hiding in corners because every little thing you hear footsteps in the vents, you hear the thing in the background, and it's never really any more than, 10 or 15 meters away from you. So you're in this constant state of panic. What I really enjoyed about the game, and this scene here really exemplifies that, is the fact that there are these moments where you think you're not going to get away from the alien. You might be out of flamethrower fuel, and you just run. You hit that sprint button and you just haul ass down this dark corridor. And then you realize, after you've kind of found a safe little place to hide, and the door has closed behind you, and you get just 2 seconds of breath, you realize, ah, crap, my objective was right back down that dark hallway. So now you got to turn around and you have to go back down the hallway that you just sprinted through trying to get away from this thing. The other thing that's really neat about it is the motion tracker. It's the way they design the game. It's not something that you just kind of bring up and the game pauses. You actually have to press a specific button, and you can either hold the motion tracker, or you can hold the flamethrower, or you can use the flare, or have the wrench. You can't shoot and have the tracker going at the same time. So they really give it this kind of visceral feel that, like, this equipment is in your hands. You have to hold it up. You have to look at it. And then there's this split second where you have to decide, all right, am I going to run? Or am I going to arm the flamethrower to try to get out of this situation? Am I just going to hide and watch in fear as this blip on the motion tracker comes closer and closer and closer? And what's interesting is the alien can be in the vents above you as well. So there was this moment when I was playing where the blip was almost right on top of me, and I couldn't, I'm looking around and I couldn't figure out where it was, and then I realized, because you can hear the alien's footsteps in the vents, I realized that it was above me. And it's just these moments of tension. And what I really enjoy about it, and you may say, well, the market has really been saturated lately with these kind of first-person horror survival games, but you don't have a weapon that can one kill the alien. You don't have any recourse. Once this thing grabs a hold of you, that's it. It's game over. You cannot fight it off with your bare hands. You cannot really kill it with the flamethrower. All you can do is scare it off for a few seconds, and then you've got to relocate and hide again, because this thing will remember you. The other interesting thing, the other really cool thing, was the fact that all of the aliens' movements, they're not scripted. It's just randomly generated. It moves through these levels, so it's never really gonna be the same thing twice. But I noticed that the alien is, if you're standing in open light, the alien will see you better than if you're hiding in dark, which makes perfect sense. But there was something about the way that it's done. There was also a scene where I was watching it with the motion tracker, and I whipped out the flamethrower, and the flamethrower is essentially a flashlight, because it creates this little kind of halo of orange light in front of you so you can see, because there are points where you're moving through darkened vents and you can't really see, so you got to bring out the flamethrower in order to actually see where you're going. And in that case, I was able to get a couple flame bursts off, and the thing just kind of ran right over me, and then decided, well, it wasn't really worth it. It's going to take off. So we're getting towards the end here, the end of the actual challenge. I won't spoil it for you whether I make it or not. It's the tension of it. But just on to the overall package of this game. As you can tell, I'm rambling and I'm raving, and it is a lot of fun. And it's one of those games where you want to play it in the dark. You want to play it with headphones. You want to play it in a low lit room, so that you are scaring the crap out of yourself. If you get the chance to pick this up, absolutely pick it up. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil a single player for you guys. I'm not going to spoil anything like that, because I want you to experience it yourself. And a lot of people get upset if you spoil plot points. But the challenge mode, Crew Expendable, a lot of fun, a whole lot of fun. I played through it several times, and each time it was a little bit different. I was like, oh crap, I was able to get to this room easily last time. But now my path is blocked because the damn alien won't leave me alone. I have to keep running away and then trying to get back into these certain areas. So the overall package, like I said, excellent. Really well done. The atmosphere is awesome. The attention to detail, level design, the graphics are beautiful. I'm running, I think it's capped at 60 frames per second, but I ran at a solid 60 constantly. I didn't have any frame dips. I had no performance issues whatsoever. You may read some things on the Steam forums or on some other forums online that people are having some stuttering issues. There's even an issue where some of the optimization patterns are not proper. They're people are experiencing extreme frame dips on high level machines. It's just one of those things, that's like the bane of the PC world. A developer can't optimize their game for every single possible configuration of parts and software, etc., etc. They just can't do it. It would be an impossible task. But the game runs smooth as butter for me. It looks beautiful. It is a scary game, and it could just be nostalgia for me, but I'm loving this game so far. My name's Dead Winter Dead. Remember that in space, no one can hear you scream. Thanks for watching.
Right around there. You're gonna have to be careful.